when you achieve, my teacher always tell this, does it make sense if others are not happy and you become very happy by achieving that, will not give you real happiness.
Right. I think that reminds me of this, famous quote that is always trending on Instagram, which is people on the top are sometimes alone. Most of the people on the top are alone, is because they chose to be on the top and they did not choose everybody to go along. So you can be at the top if you want.
My teacher, I'll keep quoting about my teacher because they
I know that. Every time Prashanji is going to say something, he'll say, my teacher says that.
So our life is like this thali. Assume a Rajasthani thali, which lot of bowls are there,
Right.
small cups are there. So thali is like, one cup is like my hobby, like playing football. One cup is for my family, means my spouse. One cup is for my parent. One cup is for my profession. One cup is for my different aspects of life. But there is one plate which carries everything, right? And that is our health.
Right. Hello and welcome to yet another episode of the 1% Coaches podcast. Recently, someone who was going through my YouTube channel asked me, ये 1% coaches कौन से हैं? Do these people have a lot of followers? Do they have a million views? Who are they actually? The 1% coaches are people who are making an impact. Every coach who starts their journey might not just start for an impact. Some do it for the money, some do it for the story, and some do it for the society to create an impact. And those are the kind of people I love to introduce on this podcast because I want to share their story unapologetically. My today's guest is someone where I have seen the journey from them going from Prashant to Prashantji. I wanted to understand. I joined a community, I met him, and I saw everybody calling him Prashantji. I thought, where is that G coming from? ऐसा क्या किया इन्होंने जो सब नाम के आगे G लगा रहे? Is he too senior? बहुत old हैं क्या? What is the journey? So, my dear friends, today in the podcast, let me introduce you the journey from Prashant to Prashantji. Welcome, Prashantji, to the podcast.
Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you so much for taking out time and being here today.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
So, I would like to start with that one question that I ask everyone. आप जो कर रहे हो वो क्यों कर रहे हो? You could have done anything else, but why are you so passionate about helping people? I know I have made calls to you whenever I would want to, maybe 7 p.m., maybe 11 a.m. in the morning, and I just don't make calls for myself. It is about yesterday when I was speaking to a colleague. He's not doing well, having immense fever, and I did not think. I just merged you on the call and I said, okay, Prashantji will talk to you. And I don't think before putting you on the call because I know you will help. And a lot of people are not always available to help. तो आप क्यों कर रहे हो जो आप कर रहे हो?
Okay, this is not actually a conscious decision. Actually, this is what my teacher did it to us.
Okay.
So he relentlessly helped us for 15 long years. I met my teacher at 2010 for the first time, one of my teacher. So whenever we need him, he was there, and that somehow embedded within us, where we, as my own institution, it's we are for the students, or we are for the people who. So I don't have to make that conscious choice. It is by default it's coming.
Right.
So it is not that okay, okay, this is the time I have to go. Yes, absolutely, there is a time window when people will reach out to me, but somehow whenever I receive the call, it is a emergency situation or something where I am available.
Right.
And I feel it's master's grace that whoever needed at that time, we are available.
Absolutely. And I think this is, very natural, as you said. Whatever we learn is we learn from our teachers, whatever they have done, the way they have communicated with us, the way they have treated us. जब हम teacher बनते हैं, so we kind of, articulate the same feeling with the people we work with. And I would say that everybody somehow is a teacher. Like I run an agency as well, so an agency is a teacher for their team members because they need guidance. Everybody is a teacher, and then we learn from the person we are learning, and the same values go to the person we are communicating with.
Absolutely, yeah.
Right. So, you mentioned that it is not a conscious choice, and you worked with your teacher 15 years ago. So, 15 years ago, if you could tell me that, what were you doing in your life? Where were you and what were you doing?
Basically, I was an engineer that time. So I passed out of my college and I was working as a software engineer. So the whole shift happened when my dad introduced him to my teacher. So that is when he started to guide me in all aspects of life. My teacher always tell, some of us work only in one direction, might be financial, might be relationship, might, for some financial is very important, for some their hobby is important, for them relationship is important, but he helped us to master or balance all the six pillars. One is your physical health, profession, finance, relationship, your spiritual, and your intellectual. So
Yeah.
he always told us, try to balance, because your building can't stand on one pillar. So that helped us to start in the journey, and that took us a very slow shift from one step, and that took us from a software engineer to wherever I am today.
Right. You know, you mentioned a word that has kind of struck a chord with me, which is balance. You know, today when we are building businesses, and especially the people who would be watching these videos, and me included, you know, we learn from people that balance, and I say that in my videos also, that sometimes balance is a myth. You can't balance every day because sometimes your family, your loved ones require more time, sometimes your business requires more time, and sometimes you have to be at places where you have to be. So in today's world, when everybody is pushing hard to do what they want to do, is balance a actual reality? क्या balance possible है?
Okay. So, see, balance as in, ऐसा नहीं कि I'll 1 hour I'll work, 1 hour I'll spend with my family. It's not like that, but how it is balanced here.
Right.
Am I giving equal importance to everything? But I
Right.
have seen people, especially in the fraternity of business, where they have kept their goal or the business at the highest level. When it comes, when they are about to reach there, their other aspects crashes, and which will pull them down again back to the square one.
Right.
So for me, the balance is always somewhere here, where am I able to give justice to what all responsibilities I have taken. For example,
Right.
I have parents. Just because I have to achieve my goal, I can't ignore them. I have my
Correct.
spouse, because they have trusted and came with us on this journey. Just because I have to achieve this much turnover, I can't sacrifice her happiness or uh, her wishes. So
Right.
am I considering it here and working towards the goal? Again, I'm not against what your revenue is, whatever the goal you want to achieve. But when you achieve, my teacher always tell this, when you achieve, does it make sense? Because if others are not happy and you become very happy by achieving that, will not give you real happiness.
Right. I think that reminds me of this, famous quote that is always trending on Instagram, which is, people on the top are sometimes alone. Most of the people on the top are alone. Is because they chose to be on the top and they did not choose everybody to go along. So you can be at the top if you want, but the idea is to take everybody along. And if everybody, your loved ones who are on your journey with you, if they are not on board, then chances are that, you know, you, when you reach there, you would not feel the satisfaction that you're looking for there.
The definition of top or success differs for person to person.
Yeah, it is very subjective.
Simple, simple. So for me, the whole definition is how am I balancing everything?
Right.
At the same time, am I peaceful and am I going towards whatever I am planning?
Right.
Simple.
Right. You know, when we talk about balancing, a lot of people, like we've been discussing, talks about work-life balance. Work-life balance is not just about how many hours you're working. Work-life balance is also about, now that you know, I am your student as well. I would like to mention, work-life balance is also about what you're eating, what you're
Absolutely,
drinking,
absolutely.
how much you're traveling, how much you're sleeping, and there is so much
So
that
many
you talk
aspects.
about.
Yes.
So, can you talk about what is an ideal balanced life for an individual who wants to live longer and wants to live happier? Those are the two words that I would like to talk about. Wants to live longer and happier. How does a balanced ideal life look like?
So my teacher. I'll keep quoting about my teacher because they.
I know that. Every time Prashantji is going to say something, he'll say, my teacher says that.
So our life is like this thali.
Yeah,
Assume a Rajasthani thali, which lot of bowls are there,
right,
small cups are there. So thali is like, one cup is like my hobby, like playing football. One cup is for my family, means my spouse. One cup is for my parent, one cup is for my profession, one cup is for my different aspects of life. But there is one plate which carries everything, right? And that is our health.
Right.
So if that is not there, everything will crumble down. So what is important is, do you have a stable base thali so that you can enjoy everything. So for me, if an ideal case is where your health is at a good, I'm not asking you to become a Hussein Bolt and run this 100 meter. No, for again, when you talk about an ideal case, what is that a good definition of health? So a person who is healthy, you should always, three or four things we'll mention. Number one, are you able to get up early in the morning with a smile on the face?
Right.
और अरे यार फिर से
फिर
उठना
से
है,
काम करना
फिर से काम करना है, फिर वही टीम के पास जाना है. If that is the
Right.
mindset, then you are somewhere physically you are not happy. That is what
It's reflecting in your
reflecting in your
thoughts.
mind.
Yeah.
So second, whenever you see a person who is in trouble, आपको at least लग रहा है, or at least you are feeling that I have to help. Forget about you have to help or not. A thought is coming or not. That is a good, because if you are in trouble, you will never get a thought. Trust me. If your stomach
पहले
is
खुद को
very
तो देख
bad,
लूं.
if your stomach is very bad, you will never even get chance to see other people who is in trouble.
Right.
So third one is, are you getting a peaceful sleep?
Yeah.
If you are a person who is getting peaceful sleep, then trust me, your health is in a good condition. If
Right.
there is any disturbance in your health, your sleep, first thing that disturbs is your sleep.
Right.
And also the next one is, are you able to enjoy whatever you are doing?
Right.
Even your work, even spending time with your family. So these are some of the indication I keep looking at the people. Are they really in good health? If these
Right.
4 or 5 criteria matches, then I feel you are absolutely doing great. Continue to do whatever you want and enjoy the life. See, ultimately we have to enjoy the life.
Absolutely, that's the goal, because it is very, we may feel we are living 80, 90 years, but it is very short lived. So might as well make the most of it when you are here.
Again,
Yeah.
my teacher always says, how you live also matters. It is not the number
The
of
length.
years.
Yeah.
Is it like you live after 17 ICU with all the pipes in all the holes, or do you stay in a resort and maze karoge?
Absolutely. I would really like to mention here, I think I'm very blessed when I say that I have been married into a family which has been consciously, healthy since the beginning. As soon as you mentioned that, when you're in your old age, would you like to have all the pipes, or would you like to be happy and cheerful? So my father-in-law, he is above 60. He does not take a single medicine. When he goes to the doctor पूछता है sugar है, ये है, वो है. He says no, and the doctor looks at him and saying कैसे नहीं है? So I think that's your habits that you build over the years is what reflects to you. I think sitting here, I would like to take that blame. He and I can walk. He can walk 10 kilometers and still not get have that
Breathlessness.
palpitation, but I will do after 2 kilometers. So I think that's the sign between how our elders have been living their life, और हम कैसे जी रहे हैं पिज्जा बर्गर के साथ.
Absolutely, it's the habit.
Yeah.
A quote which my teacher always keep telling is, take care of your habit for few years and your habit will take care of your entire
Their
lifetime.
Correct.
So
Right.
that one thing which keeps me keep going, that okay, try to inculcate the habits which will take care of me lifetime.
Right. I have a very curious thought here, because I mentioned about marriage and my father in law. I would also like to ask this question to you, because you've spoken to so many people when we are speaking about health. Your spouse is the most important decision maker, because they are the closest to you in your journey in life, right? And sometimes the two of you might not be on the same page.
Absolutely.
You might want to live your life differently. You might want to exercise differently. You might want to do things differently, or the idea could be that you're not onboarded on the idea of how this balanced healthy life looks like. How does one again balance in such a situation when both the partners are not on board when it comes to health? Do you fight to make them convince, or how do you balance here? And this is for all the people who are watching who are married.
Whenever it comes to a decision, again, what the rules me or the whole our tradition follows, my teachers always tell is, we have separated couple of sections. So in my life, my teacher always told, have 3 things that you will not compromise, no matter what. 3 things, even Bhagwan aake bolenge to I'll not compromise. There are other 97 things. We are like water. You
Chalne
win.
do.
You win. So if those three things, that is how we create balance. That okay, in these three things you don't poke my nose. You don't touch. Okay. In these three things you don't poke your nose. Remaining else I'll adjust.
That's a very nice way to look at it.
So
Yeah.
the moment I tell this, they'll okay, he's ready to adjust. I can adjust in these three things only, no.
Right.
So
The number looks very smaller.
I'll also tell them what are the three things where you don't want me to suggest. I will not. Remaining else, I will help you out if you want.
Right.
So whenever it comes to health, first thing I will do is I will not suggest anybody to, especially for wives. nahi. Wife or
Siddharth, are
husband,
you listening?
wife or husband, nahi. क्योंकि for especially for especially in a relationship, for my wife, I'm not a teacher. I'm
Yeah.
a husband.
Correct.
She doesn't look. So for her, I will push it to my teacher. Take care of her.
Yeah.
I can't because she doesn't look me as a teacher.
Correct.
So there is a relationship between a teacher and a student. If you see that, if you are able to commit, then only it will happen. So I will not take care of that. For my wife's health, it is my teacher responsibility.
Right.
For my student's health, I am responsibility.
Right.
So there again, for my health or whatever the things I do for my health, she will never come in between because she knows that it is his health and his department. I will never touch it.
Right.
So similarly, I'll respect her whatever the departments are there. I will leave it.
Right.
So by this, I have felt already that from couple of years that I am feeling that okay, there is a balance, especially at this
Right.
relationship में तो ऐसा balance नहीं होगा, but at least in this aspect we'll have.
Yeah. So I think what you're suggesting is when you know that you know your relationship, because a husband wife has a different tangent and a student and teacher has a different tangent, you make them surrender to somebody else.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
Correct. So for all the married couples, you have a learning here. All right. So my next question is going to be, which is going to take you back to the days when you started on how the entire being and entire coaching and what you're doing today came into practice. Here, if there is anything that you're not comfortable to share, because my job is to ask you to share your story unapologetically.
Okay.
But if there is any space that you feel not comfortable to share or you would like to skip, that is absolutely okay, and I'll respect that. I would want to know that you had mentioned that you were an engineer and you were working in an IT company. So, what happened in that IT company? How many years did you work for? So, let's start there. How many years did you work in that IT company?
So I almost worked for 7 years.
7 years. Okay.
I came out of the company as a senior software engineer.
Okay. And was it a day job or?
Yes. It was a proper day job. I was very happy in the job. I was enjoying because we had a big group of friends there.
Okay.
Everything was going good.
Okay. And, before we move forward, just because I want to touch on the smaller details, did you get married after building Sanskriti Yogshala that we'll talk about in a short while? Did you get married after that, or was it you got married while you were in that IT company?
No, marriage happened after I quit the job.
Okay. All right. So now I would want to ask the difficult question to you. What made you quit the job?
So usually when I was in my college days, we had some 4 or 5 friends group. So who always used to talk, hey, we have to start this company. We were not so good at academics, trust me. Simply we were talking. But that somehow settled in my mind, all those things. Then in 2017, I guess, 17 or 16, that is when my dad told that he is going to retire in 1 year. That is when I have to take all the responsibility of the house. So I thought 1 year, so let me come out of my job, do something. If doesn't work, I'll go back. Actually, when I quit my job, I had no idea of starting a company. It's just that I wanted to take a 3-month break, search a job, and go back to the company.
Yeah.
But those 3 months, I visited Rishikesh.
Okay.
Actually, I had visited Rishikesh a year back. There I met my teacher. Exactly 1 year back, I quit the job.
Okay.
So again, I went to Rishikesh, then went to Nepal, then went to Kerala. I roamed around all the 3 places, came back. Then I felt I don't have to join the job. I'll do something. We had an idea. We started a company called Veg Buddy.
Veg Buddy.
Veg Buddy.
Veg Buddy.
So it
Okay.
was a we because I was in IT company, I had seen this North Indians how people are struggling to go this darshini, that darshini, and everyone, yeah, this palak paneer is also like a sambar here. Yeah. So I was thinking, okay, can we connect some because North Indian homemakers are there? Can we connect this? A thought came. We started to work. Everything we created a platform. Everything we did 3 months of effort. Then we launched. Because I was a software engineer, I didn't had any other ideas. We were supposed to
Hmm.
create a product. That is what my idea was.
Right.
We created it, and when we started to tell the people, and when we started to okay, someone told digital marketing you have to do. That is when I started to follow Deepak. That is when I started to listen. That is when he started Google Ads or some other courses. I came out and someone told you have to add. Yeah, you have to add fund for advertisement. Then I told we'll add. Then the shocking thing came. My ad budget for this whole project was 1 day's ad budget of Swiggy and Zomato. My competitors were there. Ayyo. I never knew that because I'm not from a business background.
Right.
So we closed that business within 10 days after working the first business, Damar. So
Okay.
it got closed, and somehow we turned that into a catering business and
Okay.
worked for some days. But at the same time, what happened? First time I went to Rishikesh, no, people knew that he's a software engineer. In
Hmm.
Rishikesh, if people know they are software engineers, they know or they think they are marketers.
Okay.
So I spoke to everyone nicely. When this got closed, I got an offer from one of the school in Rishikesh that will you market for us? I was learning all these DDs. No, I took that project.
Oh, okay.
Then I started to help them, and we got a very good response. Foreigners came to that school, and they were able to, and that is when I understood. Okay, this is how I have to run a school.
Okay.
This is how things has to happen. This is how the whole uh, ecosystem of yoga works. Because Rishikesh, yeah, in Rishikesh, yoga is a very big business.
Right.
Yes, I know telling yoga as a business is not a right thing. See, teaching yoga is an art, but running a yoga school is actually a business. We have to
Right.
take care of lot many things,
Bills have
finances.
to be
Yes,
paid. Food
absolutely.
has to be on the table.
Yes.
So,
So that is how I started to understand. And when this got closed, we started doing some co-working space. I started with one more person. That got closed after a year or so. But this slowly started to handle, and that is when a beautiful thing happened. That's called COVID.
yeah.
Everyone was sitting in the house, and everyone become super conscious about health, and that is when we launched.
Oh, okay.
And we started with free classes with for Sanskrit Yoga Shala, which happens every week. And now also we do free classes for the audience who are. Then we started free class. Then slowly we started everyday practice where people started to opt in for
Yeah.
paid sessions. Then slowly it started. Now it's been almost 7 years, and we have touched almost 10,000 plus people.
Right.
We have done a lot of retreats in Rishikesh, Mysore, different places, and things
Right.
going good with the
Absolutely. So
blessings
this is
of
a
my
part
teacher.
of the story that I did not know. That is why, own your story unapologetically. I never knew that you had tried these businesses, and this is how you thought of running Sanskriti Yogashala, which will get me to the next question. How did you come up with the name Sanskriti
Ah,
Yogashala?
that's actually that's not my name. That's my teacher who gave the name.
Oh, okay.
So
Probably have to get your teacher on the podcast. And I need to know where the brilliance is coming from.
so actually in this whole journey, I feel my effort is very less. I have
Hmm.
been blessed with some super souls, super people who came, and at the right time, right person came and guided us. Just to take
Right.
a little deviation where I was about to fall. For example, in that veg buddy, when we are setting up, I was all set to set up a big kitchen.
Yeah.
And someone told boss, wait, try with someone who is already doing it. Try to partner with him and get the food from him. Just see works or not. And that one idea saved my. I think if I had
Years
set
of
up the
error.
kitchen, I would have struggled because I have invested 5 lakh. I have to take that 5 lakh. I would have still doing something in the kitchen.
Right. I think I would, really like to say here a lot of times a mentor's or a coach's job is not to tell you what to do, but it is what not to do.
Absolutely, absolutely.
That saves you years of money, time, and energy, like you just mentioned. So, And I'm glad you said blessed, because a lot of times I see people and coaches taking that, credit for themselves. मैंने किया है, मुझसे हुआ है. And that is when, it goes down the drill. It is always that you have to acknowledge people who have been a part of your journey, and you have to acknowledge that there's divine power that's blessing you. And when you say that again and again, you manifest. I may not use the word manifest because it's so overly used today, but I think when you say you are blessed and you say that again and again, वो same energy जा रही है. आप बार बार यही बोल रहे हो कि अच्छा ऐसा है. You're reiterating that fact. So I do that a lot of times, and I'm absolutely glad, that that resonates. Ki
See,
I'm
see,
blessed. You keep repeating that.
again, my teacher add on to this. What is that you have done? He'll ask.
Yeah.
Acha, what is that I have done? I have built a company, no? You took idea from somewhere. You got fund from somewhere. Okay, it is my idea. See, you studied because someone gave you the knowledge.
Yeah.
I think is yours. So, yeah, until unless we are not associated with supported with so many people, nothing can happen.
Yeah.
Even to cook a simple meal or khichdi, someone has to bring the rice, someone has to grow the rice, everything has to happen.
Right.
So it is me or I is the biggest hurdle in our journey.
Absolutely. And it is sooner the better that people realize that it's always we. Yeah. Before moving forward, I would like to take you again to, your old days. Whenever I speak to people who are making an impact in the world, or when they're changing lives, because I believe that any coach who's doing well is actually changing lives and making an impact. When you're doing that, there's one common message that I've heard from everyone. It is that your mess is your message. Every time in all of my podcast, I think we can pick up, and मैं हर podcast में ये तो बोल ही रही हूँ, your mess is your message when I speak to people. I would want to understand your message today is take care of your health, balance your life, take care of the things that are needed to be done. But what is your mess? Like, what was the mess you went through to get this message that you're sharing with everybody?
Sitting next to him for 2-3 years, slowly, what is that now I'm sharing is just. So I always give this credit to him that whatever I am saying, its sound is mine. All words is his. Same thing.
Right.
So that is how he impacted, and that is what I am passing on. That's it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing that. In a lot of your conversations with me as well, whenever I consult with you, in a lot of your conversations, you've always mentioned ki, like you said right now, ki the medicine that you were taking for 20 years, that was not something that you had to take the medicine for. That disease was never there. And you always talk about the root cause.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, can you, share a little bit of thought on what is actually the root cause, and why are people running behind, especially, the medicines, the pills that they are popping? How can they get out of this cycle of, taking medicines for something? And how does one understand? Like, for example, I have thyroid and I've been taking medicine for the last, I think, 5 years. And one day you told me you don't focus on thyroid, don't focus on that medicine. I'm like, what? ये तो अलग ही है. पहली बार किसी ने बोला है. I have consulted so many doctors. First time somebody is saying this. What is this? So how does one make, sense? मतलब समझ नहीं आता है. So this is for the people that how do they see the clear difference between the two?
Okay. For this, we have to bring up important or immediate mind shift that I have to come out of this symptom. See, for example, I have a headache. I have to come out of it. Yes, you will come out of it by popping a pill. But have you ever thought why is that headache is coming?
Yeah, that's true. That why is important.
So why is that headache is coming? For example, thyroid. Thyroid, why is that coming? Because the same food which you, your husband is eating, you are eating. Your mom who was eating the same thing. The same water you are drinking, the same life you are leading with the whole. But only you got it. Why is that?
Maybe it's something in me. That's the question.
So then start looking inside. Okay, what is that which is missing in the whole chain? Then once we start addressing, okay, this is what I'm doing wrong. Then we'll start addressing. For example, thyroid always is an okay. I don't have to take a disease and tell you.
You can use thyroid as an example. That's absolutely okay.
Okay. So for example, thyroid is always an indicator. It indicates that something is wrong in your body. So thyroid is like a indicator in your car. It is continuously blinking.
Yeah.
Put the seat belt on. Put the seat belt on. Put the seat belt on.
And we are not putting the seatbelt on.
So you, as a treatment, you should not poke the indicator. Hey, chup raho, nahi, put the seat belt on,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So instead of that, what we are doing is we are poking the indicator, chup raho, and it continues. That's why how many years you have to take thyroid medicine?
The doctor told me don't. I actually, because like I said, I've been blessed to be married into a very consciously healthy family, so we take care of the fact that we want to get rid of everything to the core, बॉडी में रहे ही ना. तो वी वेंट टू सो मेनी डॉक्टर्स सेइंग कि हमको मेडिसिन छोड़ना है, वी डोंट वांट टू ईट द मेडिसिन, व्हाट डू वी डू टू बी एबल टू गेट रिड ऑफ द मेडिसिन. एंड द बिगेस्ट डॉक्टर्स आई हैव कंसल्टेड विद, आई हैव गॉटन वन आंसर: खाते रहो, क्या है, एक गोली तो है, सुबह खाना है, इट विल बी ओके. दाल चावल थोड़ी. But that is the answer I
Yes.
have gotten. Until I met you, I have my answers now. Things are, looking a lot different. But then the answer that I've gotten is, keep having the pill. And no offense to anyone, everybody has their own journey. But that has been my experience, and I'm openly sharing that. I'm also owning my story unapologetically. So that's the answer I've always gotten.
So again, I'm not against any kind of medicine. See,
Yeah.
especially the allopathy. Allopathy is the best when it comes to emergency. See, I have broken my hand. I have to go to a orthopedic and get
Yeah.
it fixed. Or I have met with an accident. I have to go to the but just because it is quick and good, it doesn't mean that I'll take it every day.
Yeah.
Because ambulance can take you from point A to point B very fast. It doesn't mean that I go everyday office in ambulance, right? So it is my common sense. Yes, doctors will tell us, but I have to use my common sense. Okay, do I have to take this every day? Why? If that medicine, what is the role of a medicine? It is always go and heal that. If it is not healing, then what is the reason of taking? That is what my question. Because when I took for 15 years, that was when my teacher told, hey, you don't have that problem, why are you taking? Why was I taking all these years?
Yeah.
Right? So that clicked, and that is when I started to find the root cause. And the moment you start finding the root cause, right? For today, for example, I can shed this thyroid by taking the pill, but the whole root means it will take another way to come out. Any dust or any particle inside, if I get, it will come out through cough and cold. If I take medicine for cough and cold, it will come out as a fever.
Yeah.
If you take medicine for fever, it will find another way.
It has to come out.
Absolutely, the
Yeah.
body can't hold it inside. So what is that we have to do? Find the root cause and help your body to come out.
Right. Absolutely.
But now in the fast-paced life, because that's what I told, the
Meeting
shift,
hai, 9 baje
immediate,
ki.
immediate shift, we are so busy that we are not ready to identify the root cause, and we feel doctors are See, I've seen very genuine doctors. They tell, you don't have headache, just go and take rest. Arey, no, I have to go tomorrow.
Yeah,
Give some pill.
yeah.
And do you know, if a doctor doesn't give you any medicine, वो बुरा doctor है.
Yes, absolutely.
He
I've
is
seen
not-
that
he's
as
not-
well.
And doctors, bechare, they have to run their show.
Yeah,
They have to run their clinic. So they will give it. When patients are asking, what is the hesitation, doctor will show.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And a lot of times, we've experienced that as well when we've heard stories of people. There are some genuinely good doctors who would tell you that ये मेडिसिन की आपकी ज़रूरत नहीं है, you do these things and you will be cured. आपने कंसल्टेशन ले लिया, ठीक है, but go back and don't have the medicine. And you feel the confidence in those people, because then you go back to them and say that, okay, they'll be the right guidance. And as you said that, they have to do their job. Because if they don't do their job, तो भी आप उन्हीं को बोलते हो, अरे किया नहीं, गलत है. So it's like, इधर कुआं उधर खाई, दे तो problem, नहीं दे तो problem.
So you own your responsibility.
Right.
Until unless we don't take care of our health in our hands, till then we can't blame anyone.
Right.
Society is not good, food is with pesticides, everything is there. But do you take the responsibility of your health and start from where you are? Things will come in your path to help you, but it's just that we have to take the first step.
Right. And I think you have taken the first step already to give people the medium of taking care of the health, which is Sanskriti Yogshala. So I would want to know that, like you mentioned, you have already served 10,000 people. So what does the community, what is that one message that the community is offering?
So the simple thing what we are doing is stick to a simple lifestyle. So I'm not telling do yoga every day. I'm not telling you have to eat everything good. Do it, whatever you feel right, but stay happy.
Right.
Or just check whatever you are doing is ultimately making you happy and peaceful. My teacher always tell the goal of all goals is peace.
Right.
If you achieve 100 crores and you don't have peace, then you are so poor that you all have only money.
Right.
So
Yeah. That is such a, I mean, thinking about it, that you are so poor that all you have is money. Yeah.
so for me, I don't restrict or recommend or stick people to you have to do this, you should not do this. I'll not tell that. You do whatever you want, but see what is that giving you happiness. You think
Right.
from your perspective, because whatever I tell is for my background. You are completely from a different background, right? If for a person, especially from a Chennai, if I keep asking him eat roti, because of the stress they'll get diabetes.
Hmm.
But for a Punjabi, if I ask him eat chawal, without roti they can't live.
Hmm.
So can I be more matured enough, or can I be in a way where people can love their whole process and also stay on a healthy path? That is
Right.
what I keep looking at it. Also without disrupting the whole life, because I can put them in a healthcare center and after 3 days they'll run out of it.
Right.
Because that becomes stress and that will again cause damage for their health.
Right. So basically, it has to be that, you have to align whatever you are doing already to be healthy. It is not that you have to change your life 360 degrees
In,
tomorrow.
instead of
That is not the goal.
instead of doing for 2 days 3 days, can it be in your whole lifestyle change?
Right.
That is what
Correct.
we are
Yeah.
I always insist in that path.
Right. And it has to be one day at a time, one habit at a
Absolutely,
time, so that it
absolutely
builds consistently.
correct.
Right. Now, since we are talking about the 1% coaches, and a lot of the viewers also want to understand who are budding coaches or have their institutes, to understand that what led to, build a business like you've built. Having said that, you have 10,000 people who you have served, there's a big community. I would want to understand that where did you start? How did you get your first customer?
Okay, so I told you during COVID we started this whole free class. Before that, I had a small center in Malleshwaram, Bangalore, which got closed, and because of COVID, and we started free class. And our free class, actually free class credit I have to give to my wife, because I was marketing for some teacher and she told, why are you not doing it? You do.
Hmm.
Then from there I started, and somehow that whomever we marketed, they closed it, and we started to pick up. So free class converted into regular class. From there, slowly, we announced a program called teacher training.
Hmm.
So we do train teachers how to become a yoga teacher, and from there the things started to pick up. Where I started to take people to Rishikesh, and through this yoga, I started to help in their health issues, and slowly the whole. And because of these, people started to get result. They started to help others, and I got some support in the digital marketing. So everything started to fall in place,
Right.
and that is how the whole community started building. And now we have a team of 5 teachers, and we have almost trained 150 or 180 teachers,
Right.
yoga teachers, and they have their own schools around. In after people coming to Sanskrit Yoga Shala, there are around 7 schools which got opened, and
Hmm.
they are doing good. So this is how
Absolutely.
things started to roll. And still those schools also are in touch with them. They are my students, so if their students have some issue, I'll go and help them. So
Right.
we are just trying to maintain that community.
Right. So, do you have a value ladder system, like most coaches have ki free lead magnet hai, then L1 hai, L2 hai, L3 hai. How does your value ladder system works?
So initially, a person who has to come to my session, they'll engage through my free sessions,
Okay.
either offline or online. And I do some wellness session where I'll just educate about their own system. For
Hmm.
example, how your digestive system work.
Hmm.
Why is that my acidity is coming? I eat
Hmm.
only khichdi, but still my acidity is coming. I
Hmm.
do only eat home food, but still my bloating is not going. And why is that happening? I just educate them.
Hmm.
Then, if they want some solution, then I'll consult them.
Okay.
So these are the two places where people start coming in.
Get in touch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I have some email sequences where
Yeah.
I have written some emails where they'll opt in, they'll get some emails.
Okay, so when they opt in, do they opt in through your organic social media or do you run ads to get opt-ins?
So sometimes my digital marketer runs ads, from there we'll get it. But most of the time, especially these things, organically they come because the
Okay.
reference. For free classes, we run ads also,
Okay.
just to get some fresh water into the
Okay. And how much does the investment cost per month to get the people into your free classes?
Absolutely. This is the one thing why most of the business people hate me, because I don't keep track of it.
That's okay. You might have a finance team that is taking care of
So
this.
yes, absolutely, I have a team member who will take care of all the income and how much we pay, but I am not the one who put my head, so I really don't know about that.
Okay, so when I ask you questions like what is the CPL, what is the CPC,
Please, I'm out of it.
you'll say, Manmeet, what is CPC? पहले ये तो बताओ.
You
Okay.
tell me, you ask me why is this knee pain, why is the spondylitis coming, I can talk more. CPC is CPM, really, I'm out of it.
Okay, so we'll get your finance person on the podcast
Yes.
next time. Okay, so the next question is, so this is how they get in touch with you. That's the free, first lead magnet,
Yes.
first touch point. What is the next level? Like, where do
So
they go from here?
if for example a person who comes and attends my free class, then they'll enroll into my regular class because they loved it. So next is pay monthly or take a subscription of 3 months, attend everyday class, get uh, one consultation call free for them, and also we have a lot of other activities we keep doing. I take my students for trekking. I do full meditation. We do fasting every 14 days.
Yeah.
So
You're fasting today, by the way.
uh,
Thank you so much.
so all these things will help them to be in the. I'll keep adding value to them.
Yeah.
And for example, if you have come, your husband has issue, then I'll not. Manmeet, you should not ask your husband. They have to pay separately. Nothing will be done. So once they come into my community, their family is my family.
Oh, wow, lovely.
So I have to
Yeah.
take care of them. So
Yeah.
starting from the children to the adults. So for once they come into community, we have kids yoga also.
Yes.
So Vijay takes care of it. So kids yoga, people if they love to send their children, they'll send it. We have senior citizen. If their parents want to come, they can come. So we have different baskets where people can fit in.
Right. So what I'm understanding is that from a business model perspective, there is a free value ladder that they come in through two spaces, like you said. One is a theory, which is you tell them and educate them. Second is a practical, where they get free sessions from you, and from here then they choose what fits them the best. There is no system like कि ये पहला प्रोग्राम है, ये प्रोग्राम पहले करोगे तो प्रोग्राम 2 पे जा सकते हो, प्रोग्राम 2 करोगे तो प्रोग्राम 3 पे जा सकते हो.
No.
It is wherever it fits you according to where you are in life, you can fit there. And is there a last stage also for people to be in your community, or now मतलब first step के बाद everything is open ended?
Yes. So after this, some people might be interested in becoming yoga teacher. Nowadays,
Yeah.
everyone want to become a certified yoga teacher. So we have got associated with Yoga Alliance. So we give certificate. If you want to become a yoga teacher, we give certificate, and with that certificate, you can teach anywhere in the world,
Okay.
global. So people come, or some people come for Rishikesh retreat where they want to just enjoy 7 days, learn and experience spiritually. And we have health retreat which will be done in Mysore or Coimbatore, all those places where people come and heal themselves for 7 days.
Right.
So Rishikesh is a spiritual retreat, Mysore is a health retreat where I only give good food, help them to come out of their health issue 50% in those 7 days.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
So all those things we will help them, and we will also give follow up until they come out of it completely.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Understood.
because I take them 7 days to show that your body can heal.
Right.
Because in the midst of all their busy schedule, they'll not be able to do or experience that.
Right.
So once
Right.
that they get confidence, Arey, my body can heal without medicine, that is when magic takes place, and they will slowly start implementing in their life.
Right. So I think it is what you're saying, what I'm understanding is it is experience versus listening. If you keep telling somebody, they will only understand it to a certain level. But once they experience it, why I'm saying this, I'll give an example here. So I am a tea lover. मुझे चाय पीना बहुत पसंद है. And my morning starts with tea. So I think a year back, I was traveling home. राखी का टाइम था, मैं घर जा रही थी. आई थिंक सम काइंड ऑफ फ्लू हैपेंड और समथिंग हैपेंड, and I got extreme heat in my stomach. और वो 10-15 दिन आई वॉज कम्प्लीटली अनवेल, देयर वॉज अ लॉट ऑफ हीट, तो मैं कुछ भी मतलब गरम ले रही थी ना, तो आई गॉट फियरफुल, मतलब मुझे लगा कि अरे ये गरम लूंगी तो कुछ हो जाएगा, दैट्स द काइंड ऑफ पेन आई एक्सपीरियंस। एंड आफ्टर दैट फॉर द नेक्स्ट 6 मंथ्स मैं मतलब मन करता था, बिकॉज यू हैव अ हैबिट राइट, मन कर रहा है कि मैं जाके चाय बना लूँ, थोड़ा सा ले लेती हूँ, बट द फियर इन मी डिड नॉट लेट मी go there and do it, though it this is a negative experience, but the fact is ki my husband was telling me since forever that don't have tea, but I experienced it, and uske baad aisa hua ki acha theek hai, I don't want to do it. So it is the experience one
Experience.
has to go through to be able to do anything that they want to do.
That is
Listening doesn't really help.
absolutely. That is why I don't push people.
Yeah.
ये करो वरना ये हो जाए. No, let them go through it. And my teacher always tell, let them go through it. Then they will become more surrender. Then they'll become more listening, and they'll implement very fast. Because
Yeah.
if I keep poking them, they'll run away from me.
Right, absolutely. So, here coming back to what we were discussing, coaching as a business model. Today, as you said, that everybody wants to become a certified yoga teacher, everybody also wants to become a certified coach. But it takes effort, time, energy, everything to be able to build a business out of coaching. So, a few questions that I'd like to ask. One is, and I'd be open, open and bold in my questions. One is that is this business model profitable? Is coaching profitable?
This yoga business is it?
Yes, not just yoga business,
Any coaching.
coaching, and you can answer according to your own experience because you're doing it in the yoga niche.
See again, my teacher always guided me in this whole business, how to get into the business. So he always kept me telling, just because you have a passion, just because you have something to do in your mind, don't make others suffer, especially your family members. So yes, you can come into the coaching business or whichever business you want to, but do you have enough backup? Because most of the people who come from a middle class background, their roti, kapda, everything dependent on their earning. Just because you have some uh, spike of your passion, don't jump. So what he made sure is, I earn is sufficient, keep backup. So that is what he made. Pay, save for 1 year, give it to your father. Don't ask me for 1 year. That is what I did. I give it to my father to run the house. Not for 1 year, don't ask me any money. I'll take care of myself, but no. So that 1 year gave me a buffer time for me to experiment whether things work or not. And I had thought that, okay, 1 year, if it doesn't work, go back to job. But in 1 year, some things started to help and it started slowly flow.
Right. And the
Getting
business
momentum.
is profitable today.
Yes.
Right.
So, yes, coaching, especially the yoga business, yoga as a business, it is, if you know, if you are a good yoga teacher and if things fall in place, absolutely it is financially super help. It will
Rewarding.
It will super rewarding. But
Yeah.
as a yoga teacher, if you are not doing what you are preaching, then there comes a big trouble.
Yeah. I think not just a yoga teacher,
Anywhere,
anybody.
anywhere,
If you are not a practitioner of what you are preaching, you will very soon come down.
Yes, that
You
is-
have to always show people how it's done.
because the reality today or tomorrow it will come forward, and that time it will give a tight slap. So
Right.
for me, if you want to start something especially in yoga, please walk that path. Walk your talk, else you don't talk what you don't walk. That's fine.
Correct.
I don't talk about many things which I don't practice. People ask me, I tell I really don't know. Many of my students, sometimes you might have asked, I tell I'm out of it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I don't practice it.
Right.
So because especially in yoga, whenever it comes to energies and all, if it goes negative side, it goes on a uncontrollable way. So what I suggest, especially for people in yoga, don't come with a mindset of making money. Then if you really want to make money, there are 100 options on the table. You can do any business. Just because yoga gives you, especially you told, no, Prashant to Prashant ji, that ego comes just because you feel, someone respecting, some people are looking me at that stage. That is the moment you feel that is the start of your decline.
Yeah, that's 100% true. The 100%.
So don't, that's what my humble request for anybody who want to take yoga as a career. Don't take it for just for the position. Don't take it for just for money. If you're really walking the path, help, just come take this to help more people to come to this path.
Right.
because their journey is their journey. You can't decide. Just can you become a guide? Just can become a signboard for them. That's it.
Right, right. So, one thing I would want to ask is how many hours is what you're putting into business on a daily basis? How many hours of your commitment are going in your business?
Since I don't see this as a business, I
Okay.
don't calculate this how many hours.
Okay.
So some because my day starts at 3:30, 4 o'clock I have a class, which is absolutely free class.
Right.
We do a 100-day meditation challenge where anybody can come.
Right.
I don't have any enrollment. That is only for the people because I have to give something to the people who can't afford or who tell Prashant your fees is little higher. Then I'll come. Please join this session. That's fine. So I don't calculate those hours, but I do respect my body. Some days I'm feeling tired, I'm out of it because the whole intention of coming to this is to improve myself. But if that is only disturbing me, I have to reach this goal. I have to reach 100 crores. I have many people, especially after seeing this video, my marketing team will scold me because they will all keep on telling, put some sales in the end, talk some, push them. I'll tell that's not the way.
Yeah.
But they will tell little bit.
That's not who I am.
But somehow I'll try to not to disappoint them. But at the same way, I can't leave my whole approach. So I'll try to come to the middle and tell them. But again, I'll not calculate. I'll not. That's why I'm little out of this finance because that again shifts me. Okay, this much I have to earn. Okay, if this person joins, if this, I know this is against the whole business ecosystem, whatever they are telling. I really respect what they are doing, but somehow this I'm out of it.
Right. I think it is, very nicely put, saying that you have just separated that emotion which can come and conflict with the delivery that you want to give to the people. And that's absolutely okay. And a lot of times it is rather recommended to people who are in business so that they don't take decisions, which conflict with their emotion. जैसे अगर किसी को revenue का पता हो, so it can also be the opposite. They might go after clients who maybe, my mentor tells me, Avi sir always tells me, toxic clients, वो pay कम कर रहे हैं, परेशान ज़्यादा कर रहे हैं, but you might go and onboard because आपने P&L देख लिया है and you've seen, okay, maybe more money is needed. Or for that matter, because you are so involved in the P&L, you're trying to go after a client who can pay more and you're giving the same value, same delivery, but you're charging them way more than you're doing to others. So actually a business owner should remain aloof from their numbers, and it helps them better to deliver what is to be delivered, because at the end of the day, if you're giving quality, if you're delivering what people came to you for, you're successful. And I'm sure your team takes care of everything.
Absolutely.
If you're a successful business owner, your team takes care of everything, and the money is always a byproduct of what happens if you are giving out quality in the market.
Actually, I have to tell that I told you, right people come at right time to guide you. In that, major part is done by my team. All those people who join, work for, means I have to come in a team. They are my students.
Yeah.
And trust me, they do much more things what I do. And they think or they believe or they even feel that Sanskrit Yoga Shala is theirs.
Yeah.
I don't even have to motivate them. They keep coming up with the ideas. Okay, let's do this. And the way they treat some of my students, some of my team members are closer than me to the students.
Yeah.
They feel happy with them.
Right.
So I should tell that with the how blessed getting teachers in my life, the same amount of pride. I should not tell pride. I am blessed to have those team members in mind.
Absolutely. Again, you said you're blessed to have those team members, and that's absolutely how it should be, because as the business owner, you have 100 things running in your mind, and sometimes you don't get the time to think. So your team does the thinking, and I love how you said that they have to own it. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि अच्छा you're pushing them every day, हुआ कि नहीं हुआ. Those are the kind of people that maybe they are short lived. Today they are there with you, tomorrow they'll contribute to somebody else's dream, for that matter, and which is absolutely okay. But people who own it and they make it their own are the ones that are doing selflessly, and they add to your mission. That is absolutely true. I have loved the conversation, and thank you so much for opening up and sharing so many things about your life. What is that one message that you would like to give all coaches who are building their business today?
That will be a big thing to do, especially for the people, especially whom you invite. They are already so successful, or especially your viewers who are already done something in their business. But the only thing, as I already told, walk your talk,
Yeah, that's the message.
preach what you live, and that, trust me, once you become successful, you might not have that satisfaction if you don't do that. If you
Right.
really want to have that satisfaction and a night's sleep where ha maza aa gaya,
Hmm.
then you have to live that life what we are asking others to live.
Right, absolutely. Thank you so much, Prashant ji, for
Thank
your
you so
time
much. Thank you
and
so much.
helping out. We have loved to understand how did Prashant become Prashant ji, and I would urge everybody to get in the free session or the free education session just to explore yourself, and then the rest is what God can take care of. But start exploring is what I would say. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much. Namaste.
Namaste.